today that you know that we are going to launch the book in Thai language. We are going to mention it later. I would like to tell you that I have known him maybe almost 30 years or 20 years, almost 70 years ago. When I studied my first year in the University of Missouri, at that time, in 1994, we have a class of something like e-learning, and we need to find some textbook. And I found one, I think it should be the most modern textbook on e-learning at that time. That is WBI, web-based instruction. I tried to find it at home, but I could not find it. We are going to move from Patani to Hat Yai. We packed everything already. And that is the first time that I got to know Professor Khan and got to learn e-learning. I think he is one of the pioneers of e-learning, modern e-learning in the modern world. And so many valuable text, research, and publication on e-learning for us to learn. And his textbook is, I think, very popular in Thailand, and is in reference in most of Thai textbooks. So it's a good opportunity for us that Dr. Khan visit us. I think this is the second time that he visited us. I'm very so surprised and wonderful when he mentioned that he is going to come to Prince of Songkla University last year.
This year.
Yeah, this year, at the beginning of this
March,
year. March, because it's very hard to have American professor to visit us, particularly in the field of education. I would like to mention that you are in the field of education. And our relationship have developed, not just only anonymous, but now we are, I would like to call friends and friendship for academic friendship between our university and its institute, and particular his spirit to do something for us. I'm very surprised when he mentioned that he will give us the copyright for his e-learning book for us to translate into Thai. And it is the reason that we have the today ceremony to launch his e-learning book in Thai, that we are going to mention this later. It's a good opportunity for us that our well-known professor in educational technology and communication be with us. So at the beginning, I would like to have the live conversation between Professor Khan and our students to share something about the contemporary educational technology, particularly the education in 21st century first. So it's a good opportunity for you to have a chance to have a conversation. So welcome to Professor Khan.
Good morning, everyone, and thank you so much for good introduction, great introduction by Professor Vasant. And I'm very glad to know that my 1997 best-selling book, Web-Based Instruction, that he used it when he was doing his doctorate at the University of Missouri, Columbia. And first of all, I must thank Dr. Opat, because he is the one who introduced me to Dr. Wasan, and I agreed that my book be translated in different languages of the world, but for Thai, I needed to some professors who are interested in e-learning also aware of my work. So I thank both Dr. Wasan and Dr. Opat for translating the book, which I may show, will be introducing. May I have the book, please? And so since someone's doing the live video, this is the book. And this book has been translated in many languages, and we'll be launching it today at 11. So let me, maybe you can hold it here or put something in here. So last time I was here, I believe, in April this year, and I promised that if the book is published, I will make every effort to come to Hachai, which I love the most, the city, beautiful city, and very peace and tranquility here I see, and I was very pleased. I'm glad that I'm here, and with that I brought my wife, Dr. Seema Khan, and Dr. Seema Khan is also has a PhD in e-learning and instructional design, and she works for American government as a training manager. And so with this great pleasure that this time I was able to bring my wife to launch the book. This, because of the inclement weather, that many of you are not here, maybe through a Facebook Live you can see. So I am open, to discuss any e-learning issues that you may have. And also today's world, that when in beginning of 1997, 96, people would ask me a question, is e-learning, is it effective? Is it working? They used to compare e-learning with classroom. Nowadays, nobody asks me whether e-learning work or not. They ask me how well they can design e-learning. See, people's mindset is such that because they're used to learn at a closed system, which is like classroom. So when new thing came, which is web-based instruction, which is now known as e-learning, they got real worried, they got confused, they are not sure whether it is going to work. Because you see, e-learning is a system, you can say it is an open, flexible, distributed system. Open means that you can take it from anywhere, any place. And distributed means all materials on e-learning not necessarily has to come from one specific place. Their resources are distributed, located in different parts of the world, right? If Dr. Opat's class uses something about my framework, it's coming from America, from my website. So you see, learning resources are distributed all over the world. Also, it is distributed in such a way, if I teach a class for PSU, Prince of Songkla University in Thailand, I'm in Springfield, Virginia, where I'm from, so I can teach it from there. So even the professor could be distributed. So that means if learning materials are located in different parts of the world, if the professors in somewhere else, and Prince of Songkla University offering this course, and whoever designed the course, they could be somewhere else too. So these are all distributed. So because of that, it's an open system. Open means that you don't have to be bound by one classroom. You're rather bound by actually no boundaries. It's a boundary-less education. So that created a lot of worries, created a lot of concerns by traditional classroom-based closed system. See, traditional classroom system is closed because you are in front of a professor or teacher or instructor or lecturer. And like right now, when I'm speaking to you, you are in front of me. But we're going to make it open. Like I think to the Facebook Live is going to go all over the world. So learning has become open. But where is going to? There could be people from Nigeria, could be people in Nepal, or could be people in Myanmar, or could be people, students coming from United States. Now, for this system of e-learning where it's so open, so flexible, it brings a lot of concern. And our traditional instructional design methods actually did not think about this openness in education. When they came up with all the system of instructional design principle, it was only for classroom based. Now with the open online and learners are all over the world, learning materials all over the world, it is very open, very flexible. It's very difficult to control. That's why you see, I was teaching a class called Instructional Design when I was a professor at the University of Texas. There I was thinking, if I sent one of my students to Amazon forest, it's a jungle forest, how can I teach that particular student? So in there, I was thinking, what could be the main problem? He or she has a laptop or a smartphone, and what are the questions they're going to ask? What are the problems she's going to face? So having said that, I found many issues. Who are going to be the library? How I can find a good article? And where going to be my teacher at? So all these issues came to my mind. And with the blessing of my best-selling book, Web-Based Instruction, I was going all over the world giving keynote addresses, and I hear people asking questions and ask me whether if there's an example of web-based instruction course. I could not find anything in 1996-97 because most of the companies, they had website up dealing with web-based informational sites. You know the difference between web-based information versus web-based instruction. Instruction must be designed with instructional design principles so one can go through it and we can make sure we try our best to see whether they have learned it. You see, the instructional program that you offer, it will not only learn from the program, but also you can test what they have learned. So information system is basically for web-based information is this, you provide information. Like if you go to one of the website of a company, they will say what are the products and services they offer. So you become aware, informed about it. So that was the key point in my mind as a professor of education technology, that I started to think about why couldn't you use the web for instructional purposes. That's when I wrote edited the book called Web-Based Instruction. So then it becomes something like e-learning later on. And over the years, the same thing. Now, what is e-learning, for example? E means all electronic tools and devices which are used to deliver instruction or learning. Follow me? So one is like getting technology used for pedagogical and other purposes. So if you look at my framework, let me show you the framework in here in the book. By the way, Nisrin did this beautiful cover. I like this. And that's Nisrin right there. And so this is octagonal framework. What it has done, it has the, especially, it has that in e-learning, we get the technology and pedagogy together with other issues. So if you have a question about what is the difference between e-learning versus classroom, like I said, classroom is a closed system. You are here, and it's time bound, means we are here for 1 hour, that's within 1 hour you have to learn. On the other hand, e-learning is an open system. In the open system, You have, you can access to it whenever you like it. You can learn whenever you want to learn. You can be walking in the mall. You can hear an audio file or look at the video file, a smaller one, so that you can learn from it. So it gives you the flexibility, and it is very global. You could be anywhere in the world and participate in the learning process. Now, what is the future of this open learning? Well, the future is here already, so nobody is questioning anymore whether e-learning going to work. They are just doing it. And since this is new thing, new way of learning, definitely we are not all experts and say that we know everything about it. Not really. We are learning every day, new things happening, new tools are within our reach. And even the children, the school children, they are more ready for this e-learning than our teachers and professors, because the society is very digital society. And I must say that I have a television show in America called Khan's Digital World. And the reason for this show is to provide an information, discussions about what are the new changes in this digital world. Because we are living in a physical world, like right now, I am here in this room physically. But everything I'm saying, all transaction I'm doing, even I go to a restaurant or if I go to a mall, if I want to even go to any places. So whatever electronic transaction I am creating, so around me is creating a new world called digital world. Do you all follow me? In this digital world, things are so different. And one of the important things is that, for example, if you want to learn and you use YouTube sometime when it's appropriate, and if you want to chat with your friends, relatives, you use Facebook, Instagram, and if you want to share short messages, you use Twitter. So all this together is creating a digital world. Any transactions that we do in this world, it becomes, we are creating another world around us. So, in the digital world, we need to be very competent. We need to make sure that we are aware of what's happening around us. Because we cannot teach our students the way we used to. Because if you talk about certain issues in history, so students can go to a smartphone and Google it and find out what the real thing happened from a multiple perspective. So teacher and professor have to change their mindset to suit themselves with these new changes. Yeah, you'll see the students will be seeking if the smartphone is allowed in the classroom. When you talk about something, they will try to just Google the name. They find something professor or teacher may not know. So our teachers and professors be aware of this kind of situation. Nobody is intentionally doing it to embarrass someone. It